Welcome to the Nonary games. I have been wanting to stream this for a while. This is another game, I loved it in high school. I played the first and second game to completion, and I have not finished the third game, right? So, what I'm doing today, right, I'm going to be replaying the first two games to get a refresher, to re-enjoy them, to show them to a new audience. And then I'll be playing the third game. And that will be a new experience for all of us. So the first two playthroughs should be pretty smooth. The second game, you will see me pull out a notebook. I will be pulling out the notebook. The first game, I won't need a notebook. Second game, I will need a notebook. And third game, I probably will need a notebook. But today, we're starting with the first Nonary game! Not the Ambidex edition, we're not there yet. But we will be playing 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Ooh. I have a love for this game series, and the best part is it's voice acted. I will only have to voice over the narration, and that is going to be a relief for me. Hello, Vibing Wave. It's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. It's nice to have you around. We're here. We're doing it. So, now that we're all ready to go, actually, you know what? I'm gonna take one moment to get a glass of water, and I'll let some people show up. Oh, the game started. I'll wait. I'll wait to fill up my water. I'll wait till we start the first puzzle room. This game series was originally released on the Nintendo DS. The sequels were on the 3DS. So there will be a change from 2D sprites to 3D models in the third game, but it is not too jarring of a change, all things considered. And I don't even need 2 hands for this, so I'm going to keep the microphone on me so that you guys can hear me. A loud noise startled Junpei awake. His eyes snapped open.
What the?
As he adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but found himself groping at empty air.
Whoa!
His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor.
Ouch! God damn it! What the hell?
Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from.
A bed?
A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently, from the topmost bunk.
I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
His shoulders hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt. His entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling.
Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait.
It's okay, Nasorian. There's gonna be a lot going on. You're also gonna learn a lot about me, I think, over the course of this game, because, again, this game has a very dear place in my heart, so there's a lot of things that I'll want to talk about, like just random tangents and whatnot, so take your time. Take your time. And you can always come back and watch what you missed on the VOD. With a story like this, you're probably going to want to at least catch the story bits, so you'll probably want to come back and check it out. But it's lovely. It is just the start. There's going to be a lot of exposition, though. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening. But as he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake? But it's shaking too fast for that.
Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was. If not an earthquake.
Anyway.
Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took a first good look around the room. And muttered to himself.
Where am I?
His pain momentarily forgotten, minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased.
Wait, it stopped?
A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking.
What's that sound?
In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had a mattress that were so thin they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed. Set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door.
That's...
The first thing Junpei had noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned on it, across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5.
5? What's this 5 mean?
Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result.
Open.
It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Junpei knocked hard on the door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped.
Huh? What the hell is this?
He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display.
Watch. It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door.
True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was a strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over, as if to remove a watch, but...
What? How do I take this off?
Hi, Morphonia. It's so nice to see you. Welcome to the chat. The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps...
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing.
Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However...
No good. This stupid thing won't come off.
A steel ring ran from the faceplate around Junpei's wrist and back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off anytime in the near
What
future.
the hell is the deal with this thing?
Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening, and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head.
Pain bloomed, but he did his best to shake it off. He raised his head.
Huh.
It was at that moment that he noticed the window.
This is...
The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from the earliest like a window from an early 20th century ship.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
Junpei squinted, trying to see something. Anything. It was at that moment.
Huh? What the? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. And then the window burst open, and water began to pour into the room.
God damn it!
Junpei yelled and spun around, his feet slipping on the water already coming through the window. He ran for the door.
Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor and rising quickly towards his knees.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, I need to find a way out, and fast.
Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Alright. Here comes the fun part. We're gonna start solving puzzles. The soundtrack for this game is iconic. Actually, I know a few of the songs from this and the second game on piano. Kind of inspired me to pick my piano back up and actually give it a proper loving in high school. The water keeps pouring out of the window. It's like a waterfall. I don't think shoving something into the window is gonna stop the water. In other words, if I don't want to die, I need a way out of this room. I have to figure this out. Yeah, I have my keyboard sits in my closet behind me. I don't break it out too often because I just never have the proper motivation to sit down and play. A bulletin board. Looks like someone put a note on it. I don't need to read out the tutorial. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Huh. Looks like there's a key? Yep, that's a key, alright. A little blue one. This is the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out would open it. Was this easy to open? Well, that solved the mystery of whether or not the stove has been used before. What's this? It looks red. Well, the screwdriver got those screws off easily enough, and here's the picture. Can I, Thank you. I'm gonna give some people time to show up, so I'm gonna avoid triggering any cutscenes. I can keep looking till the cows come home. All I'm gonna find up there is that pillow. Damn it. Isn't there anything else I can use? Well, I can reach this bunk. Might as well look through it. Huh. Damn. Nothing here. It's pretty flat. Okay. No dice. It's locked tight. Let's see if there's anything that can fit that keyhole. Alright, let's see what happens if I put the blue key in the keyhole. I guess I'm gonna need some sort of code for the dial. Oh, then I actually gotta look at my clues. Solid. 0, 2, 6, 3, 0, 2, 6, 3. And hey, look, it's working. Yes! Alright, let's open it up. Looks like there's something in here. A file? Alright, let's see what's in this file. Digital root. Digital roots are my favorite thing, and it's only because of this game. I just think they're so neat. It's so neat. It's like a neat little concept. To compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in a question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the numbers in the tens place to the numbers in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. The digital root of 6, 7, 8 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21, 2 plus 1 would be 3. Therefore, the digital root of 678 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1234 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So therefore, the digital root of 1234 is 1. I see. So, I just keep adding numbers until I get a single digit number. Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, a calculator, and a stack of key cards, huh? Yes! Oh, dude, this game has you do a lot. And then every game after that just adds more and more, like, onto the shit that you have to, like, do. Of course I'm lively today. Scarlet! 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 You! Discord! Get in there, we want you. Nice to see you, though. Thank you for popping by. We're playing one of my favorite series. I know, I'm just teasing you. We're playing one of my favorite series. I feel like you've probably heard of this series. I feel like you're someone who would know of this series. I'm going to play through the entire Nonary series on this channel. But this is the first game. I've only finished the first two. For reference, this game will probably take me like 10, 12 hours. The second game took me like 72 hours in game time to finish, so I don't know what the third game is gonna be like.
I should probably hold on to this key.
Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself.
What's up with my face?
His confusion was well justified.
Like a zombie.
His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead.
Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and...
Even as he said it, something in his mind opened, and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. That's the second game. You're thinking of the second game. That is Alice. She's a very lovely character. She does appear in this game, but not until the very end. But she is in the second game. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. The digital root of that is 3. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. The digital root of that is 9. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months.
I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
Hello, Gigagid. It's so nice to have you here. Wow, we're getting all the numbers, all the viewers. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber.
Man, work was rough today.
Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however.
Huh? A breeze.
The white curtains framing his window swayed gently in the cold wind.
That's weird. Did I leave that open?
Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
He closed the window. Then it happened.
What?
Junpei turned around and found himself face to mask with a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden.
Who are...
Suddenly, he couldn't finish. Junpei tried to yell, but all he could manage was a strangled croak.
I can't...
Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it in an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind beginning to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision. Speaking of numbers, this crown of yapping, it's okay. It's a very nice. It's a sign of royalty. A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on. The Nonary game. The Royal Rambler. The Yippee Yapper. That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him...
He ground his teeth in frustration and strained to remember anything about his attacker's
Well,
figure.
I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
Based. The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak.
Just who was that?
I know who that was. You don't. I do.
They said you have been chosen.
What it might mean, that was beyond
What
him.
the hell is going on? Why me?
There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important. My drink is just slightly out of reach.
The Nonary game. Huh. What the hell is a Nonary game? God damn it!
With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Okay. Let's finish this puzzle. Okay. So we're gonna be starting, so it's 7, 4, 8, 5. 7, 4, 8, 5. For real. Alright. Now we get to fuck with some more digital roots. The cards with the numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright. Let's slide these cards and see if they work. And... Huh? It's not working. Why? Damn it. No, that's right. I still have cards I haven't used. Damn it. Not again. There aren't any more cards here. I've only got one other hint. Of course. The files. The files said something about a digital root. A digital root. The digital root, huh? What am I supposed to do with... There's a 5 on the door. Do I have to get a digital root of 5? Not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Yeah, I know how to do a puzzle, alright? Okay, how do I want to do this? Start with 6. I need to get a digital root of 5, right? If I add 7, that'll bring me to 15, which is more than what I want. What I want is a digital root of 5. So what I want is 14. There we go. Okay, so 14. Now, why am I not mathing right? Right. 8 plus 3 is 2, no. Alright, I think this is gonna work. There we go, it's a noise, huh? Did it just unlock? Well, that light was red and now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. We did it, guys. Beat the game. It's done. We're over. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow!
The water tossed and turned him like a washing machine. He only stopped rolling when he hit his head on the wall.
My head. Wait, is it over? Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn.
Junpei struggled to his feet in the still rushing water.
Well, better than drowning, I guess. Am I in a hallway?
The water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact, and at the top of this short staircase...
A door. Another door. Damn this water. Let me go.
Junpei leapt up the stairs, straight for the door.
Oh, yes, it opened.
The door burst open, and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could he have to what he saw?
What the hell?
The soundtrack does such a good job at setting the atmosphere for the game. It makes you feel uncomfortable and confused, and it does such a good job at that. I love it. I'm gonna gush about like every facet of this game, so be prepared. His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and art... I don't know how to pronounce that. Hold on. How does that sound? Hold on. How do I pronounce the word?
Here on YouTube, and we are looking at.
Why can't you just say the word? I don't need a whole fucking 50 seconds for you to say a word.
Nouveau.
Novo. Nouveau?
Nouveau.
Nouveau. Awesome. The stairs and pillars were solid wood and Art Nouveau. Embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing as so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion in the early 1900s.
This is the inside of a ship?
Junpei couldn't help but wonder, that's me.
Well...
The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that yes, he was. And as he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved towards the stairs.
That's what I thought. This is totally, Wait, what the hell? A wave? Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran towards the tremendous staircase in front of him.
C deck. B deck.
This is a solid fucking game. So, on the DS, right, there's these two screens. This is your bottom screen, and this is like your top screen. So you actually get to see both at the same time. But because PC, they just made it so you switch between the two. I would have preferred that they just made it the novel screen, because having to switch back from the adventure screen every time that it switches me to it is a little frustrating, because I don't want to miss the small details.
Hurry! Hurry!
As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next.
He took the stairs two at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself, just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead.
What?
Boobies! Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eyes. This is Santa. That's Seven. This is Lotus. And that's that guy. MILF. Mommy.
People.
He stopped, short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more. I actually have a picture of Clove like this on my computer that I can send in the Discord real quick. I'm gonna do that right now because it's funny. I just gotta find it. Shouldn't be too hard to find. There we go. It's a really funny screenshot. She got that.
A lot of people.
That wasn't what I wanted to do. All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They'd stopped short when they saw Junpei and their eyes widened. Fuzzy sounds? What fuzzy sounds? Is there problems with my microphone? He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there, staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? The mic cord? Crap. Well, let me keep that typed on. I wish I could actually hear what it sounds like. Is the mic that bad? Do you guys need me to switch my microphone? I can switch my microphone, I just don't like using my other one. Like, I really don't like using this shitty mic. Especially because it doesn't have, like, any kind of filter or anything. But if this is that bad, then maybe I should. I just prefer this one so much more. I spent money on it, and, like, it's nice, and I can hold it, and it feels more dramatic. You know? Feels more like there's an oomph when I'm like holding my microphone and I'm like speaking into it and having a conversation. Just gotta keep the cord managed. Okay. I'm gonna get like tape or something and like tape it down. Alright, back to the game. If it's manageable, we'll keep it that. This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one of us now.
Dancer.
A dancer.
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewelry little more.
No, I'm not. You better get moving.
With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the doors behind him.
Well, okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned, but the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair? Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering.
One of us, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray under his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
The next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined. Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would look like.
That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand.
What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
Wait! They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
He turned just in time to see 2 more people running toward him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go!
Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Man, that was dangerous.
Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set in the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles set jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right.
And this one says... They're the same.
The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to
Room
himself.
I woke up and had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at
My
Silver.
cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspected the rest of you.
It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at
Me
once.
too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room. Ugh, okay, maybe automatic was too fast. Whoa. Why is my computer lagging? Why am I lagging playing a visual novel? What the fuck? No, seriously, why is my computer lagging right now? Is the stream coming through fine? Is the stream coming through fine? I think I need to figure some shit out. Oh, I know why. Because Steam decided that I didn't want to pause my download. You know what? Fuck you, Dead by Daylight. Thank you so very much. What the fuck? Steam decided to just start downloading shit for Dead by Daylight, so I'm just gonna quickly uninstall that. How do I cancel it? Yeah, uninstall it. Thank you. No, I'm still lagging. Hold on. Cause like there's no fucking way my computer should be like losing shit while I'm playing a fucking visual novel. There's no reason that my mouse should be lagging like this. Cause it's literally like 2 frames a second. I'm actually gonna lose my mind. Because this is actually gonna have me fucking mind. There's just no reason at all that this should be happening. Yeah, this is actually ridiculous.
You think I don't know that lady?
Okay, we're not having any more issues. So let's call it good. But you see how my mouse is flickering, right? Is that also happening on stream? This has me so upset. Like, very upset. I might have to turn off stream avatars. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna turn off stream avatars. And hopefully that'll even things out. I might just crash out. I might just crash out. There's no reason for my computer to be acting like this.
Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However,
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way.
the mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and threw himself at the door. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door once again.
Body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned towards the floor. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed the handle and threw all of his weight onto it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected. Junpei punched the door, it did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He'd barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang, unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned, and he ran back towards the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested that she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship began to shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought.
Oh.
Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested that she hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment, they seemed to stretch for a very long time. They stared at one another. See, things are slowing down again. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm gonna blow my fucking brains out all over the fucking ceiling if my computer keeps fucking lagging during a visual novel. How do you lag during a visual novel? I play fucking Dead by Daylight. I play Overwatch. No fucking problem. But a visual novel is what has my computer lagging? Excuse me? What? Like, what the actual fuck is going on here? This makes no fucking sense. There's just no reason for me to be having these kind of issues. There's absolutely no reason for this to be happening. I have 3 things open. I have OBS, this game, and chat. There's no reason for my computer to be taking its fucking time loading a visual novel. There's no reason. There's no reason that I move my cursor across the screen and it jumps from here to there with no fucking, like, in between. There's just no reason for it. Yeah, this actually makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. Maybe it's because everyone's fucking home. And so everyone's on the fucking internet. But that wouldn't make sense for my computer. Like, there's no reason for it to be why my computer is doing this. Because it shouldn't be. It just shouldn't be. It makes no fucking sense. No, see, I said end yourself. I said end task. So that means you die. You go away. Not reopen yourself. Go away. Thank you. No, I've played this game before. I've played this game on this computer to completion. I've never had this issue. I wasn't having this issue when I was streaming last night. Like, there's no reason for my computer to be taking its time moving my fucking cursor. Like, there's just no reason. It doesn't make any fucking sense. That's what has me all up in a fucking tizzy. My VPN didn't turn itself on. No, it's not even signed in. Like, there's just no reason. Because, like, I'm literally getting, like, 3 frames a second on my fucking mouse. That shit makes no fucking sense. I'm playing a visual novel. It is less intense than anything else I could be running right now. This shit has me losing my fucking mind. Where did my audio go? Did my headphones turn themselves off? Dude, it's lagging to even load text. I have no audio. No, it's just quiet. I might just crash out. Like, what? This triangle, right? It's bobbing at a steady. Now it's frozen. What? How? Make it make sense. How? How does anything like playing a fucking visual novel gouge my eyes out? I'm actually going to gouge my fucking eyes out.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Doesn't make sense. Everything's below 50%. Steam isn't downloading anything anymore, right? Like, this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. I'm lagging on a visual novel. How the fuck am I lagging playing a visual novel? Alright, guys. This is insane. I have nothing open right now. It's no reason for it to be doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and restart my computer. I'm just going to completely restart my computer because there's no explanation for why it's acting this fucking stupid. So, I'll be back in like 10. with a second stream if my computer decides to stop being a fucking shithead, and we'll see how that goes from there. Look, baby. Better luck next stream.